Trish Stratus was on the Busted Open podcast this week, talking with Dave LaGreca and Mickie James and Tommy Dreamer, all about her big return to the WWE, starting with WrestleMania. Of course, Trish Stratus coming off of Monday Night Raw and that amazing heel promo that she cut on Raw. All you motherfuckers whatting her in the background should be ashamed of yourselves. You know what, Trish Stratus? You what, like fucking what's her name? The Dana Brooke or something. You know what, Trish Stratus? Especially when she's made her return, and especially when she's doing a heel turn. Trish Stratus was on Busted Open talking about said heel turn and return at WrestleMania. Check out these clips.
What was it like in the ring and the performance that you had in that match? I think a lot of fans remembered how damn good you really are. And I have to give you kudos because I do feel like you were the MVP in that match.
I was in awe on the apron watching the match unfold. And then for me, I just do what I do. I always want to, like I said, I want to do better than I did last time. Right. So I do think people forgot, and maybe I did too. I was like, every time I go out there, I'm like, can I still do this? I don't know. I had a few obstacles. Like I had a partially torn hamstring, by the way, nobody knew about that, but it was just like WrestleMania. Let's just go.
This is a big change for you. Why now?
I don't know. Maybe it's about proving. I'm like constantly proving myself to myself, I think. And when I got the call to do WrestleMania, that is fun. It was fun to be, in that capacity to do it at that level and at that still on that stage. And then this is just, I don't know, I'm all about, layers and it was like, I hadn't dipped into this territory again, for a long time. And it was like, can I do this? And when I did it, I loved it. This territory that we're in now, and so to be able to go back in this capacity, it felt like it's fun. And it's a good story, I think it's interesting. I always say, like, whenever I went back, it was like, well, it has to check a few boxes. Like, is it interesting? Is it challenging for myself? Will the fans be intrigued by it? Will it tell something different than we've told before? A story that's different than we've told before? Right. So check the boxes,
Yeah. Well, as you can tell, it hurts Dave LaGreca. It hurts fans. So,
well,
it's working.
I thought Trish did a hell of a job at WrestleMania. In fact, I posted that on my Facebook as I was watching it. I did a couple, I made comments about some of the matches that was on there, and that was my comment about that women's match. Other than that, it was kind of shit. But it did stand out to me that Trish Stratus was out there working her ass off. Now, was she great? Was she Charlotte and Rhea? No. She's not amazing. Trish Stratus is not one of the best women's wrestlers of all time ever. But she's not shitty. She's not Anna Jay. I think people do forget what Trish Stratus brought to the table or who she was. She's one of the greatest female talents of all time ever. She was serviceable in the ring. She wasn't great in the ring. She wasn't necessarily even good in the ring. Good might be. She might have been good. She was serviceable. She could have a match and it didn't look like shit. It didn't look like paint by numbers. It didn't look like a sloppy powder puff girls match. She went out there and she worked. She wasn't elite level, but she was decent. And she proved that at WrestleMania. I thought she stood out. I thought she was working her ass off. She wasn't doing the highlights. Let's do the chick kick and the little flippy up in the corner thing and the whatever. Like, she was out there hustling. Go back and watch that match and watch Trish Stratus specifically. Then you get her on Monday Night Raw cutting this promo, not only dealing with the marks in the what? So fucking stupid. Don't do that to Trish Stratus. Have some goddamn respect. This is Trish Stratus. You fucking idiots. Just be ashamed of yourselves. Trish Stratus cut a hell of a promo. She wasn't amazing. She's not the best talker in the world either. Serviceable. Better than serviceable. Good. Trish is a good talker. Not great, but good. Very good. She's a very good talent overall. one of the best of all time. When you put together the package of the looks, the personality, the in-ring, and how much she really did strive to get better. When she came out and she was just the TNA fucking manager, and she was crawling around on all fours, and she was a Barbie doll doing bra and panties matches and stuff. She really was the one that pushed things forward. Her and Lita had a main event match on Monday Night Raw. Her feud with Mickie James was a highlight of that year's WrestleMania 22. They had a good story going into that. Trish Stratus was a special talent in her time, and I think people forget that. They do. Or think that she's overrated or something. Like, she really did she was one of the biggest female stars of that era, period. Her and Lita were the Rock in Austin of the women's division of that era. And her to come out on Raw and cut a heel promo, and everything that she said was true. Everything she said was true. She had legitimate gripes, and that's what makes a good heel. She didn't just come out and say, "Ooh, I'm a heel now." Meh. She had a reason to. And she wants to let people know that people forget who Trish Stratus was. And I like that she's out there trying to push herself. That she likes to see if she can still hang. And that she does go out and practice when she knows she's got matches coming up. She's in the ring practicing. She's not just going through the motions. That she wants to go out there and hang with the new girls. That she wants to prove that she has what it takes still. That she really is an icon status in professional wrestling. That she deserves the Hall of Fame. She mentioned that in this interview. It busted open. Like, there was a point where she was like, "Do I deserve to be in the Hall of Fame?" Yes. Are you one of the best in-ring talents of all time? No, but you are head and shoulders as a wrestling personality above fucking 90% of all other women in the business. There's very few you could name ahead of Trish Stratus or in the same fucking conversation as Trish Stratus. You know what I mean? It's not far from Fabulous Moolahs and Sherry's and Charlotte and Becky and Sasha Banks that you get down to Trish and Lita. Right? In the conversation. Very much so. Top 10 of all time. Has to be. Medusa. Throw her in there. Sure, of course. Even if you're pulling from Japan and you want like Bull Nakano or some shit, or if you want fucking Serena Deeb, Trish Stratus still in your top 10. Mickie James, Trish Stratus still in the top 10. Give her fucking credit where credit is due. Now she's out there proving it, not just working hard in the ring, injured by the way, but cutting a hell of a fucking promo. Unbelievable. Wasn't great, but just for her, and her, I was going to say her age, but God, like a fine wine, my friends, like a fine wine. Now I lost track of what I was going to say. Good promo for being away for so long. And she's got a legitimate gripe, and this is something she can sink her teeth into. It's a good story to tell. Gives her an opportunity to work with the modern greats, like a Becky Lynch. Even if it ends there, she got to work with Bayley at WrestleMania, but I mean, if she ever gets a chance to mix it up with Charlotte or anything like that, like this is a fun little cross-generational return run for Trish Stratus. And I like these after WrestleMania too. Sometimes you get these WrestleMania one-offs and these people just show up for a match and then they go back to obscurity, but Trish Stratus is like, no, I'm going to hang out a little bit. Now that I'm in wrestling shape, let's do a little angle. Let's have a little run ski. And rumors are this could go all the way to SummerSlam, which is only another couple months, but fuck, a WrestleMania to SummerSlam run for Trish Stratus? Hell yeah. Good for her. Good for her because she's doing great too. She really is. What? Oh yeah, thanks for checking out the video. Yeah. Don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like it if you liked it. Yeah. You can check out full episodes each and every Sunday right here on the channel. Ooh, yeah. Dig it.